Hey everybody, welcome to Stupid O'Clock. Lewis Lee is not on assignment. Lewis Lee is taking the night off because it is his 8th anniversary with his lovely bride. So we're giving him time to spend time with her. And we thank her for allowing him to be with us these over the past year on Thursdays and Saturday nights.
No, I'm the only person that applauded that.
Oh, believe me, I applauded him earlier on Facebook.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And,
I'm a confirmed vat.
So you can't do it. You can't do it now. Whatever.
Well, I mean, it would be gratuitous, but here we go. We got some
That's
folks
gratuitous
Yeah.
to congratulate. Never mind. I'm not
to
even
do
gonna get into it.
to do it twice in the same day. Yeah, but I wish them both luck and many more years together in wedded bliss. And
And I'm on puppy watch, so I may have to just duck and run at any time.
Again?
Yes.
Don't you
mhm.
own a cork?
Well, we solved the problem. There won't be any more.
That's what you said last time.
Yeah, well, there was a delay in
The appointment.
the appointment schedules. That, and they also wanted money up front to schedule the appointment.
Darn.
Mm. Well,
And there is our Brian K. Morris.
well,
Is
and
that a COVID thing? They wanted money up front? Or?
I don't know what it is.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Veterinary clinics do not suffer from economic setbacks, unless it's because people just don't take their animals to a vet clinic when they're poor.
And they're the low cost spay. They are the low cost spay and neuter clinic here in town.
Is that like what do they call it up in Red Bank?
Wally's.
Wally's.
Yeah, Wally's went out of business.
I wonder why.
Well,
because this company was undercutting them to a point people were going there. Wally's closed and then they jacked their prices up.
undercutting, is that a pun?
In more than one.
Dan. Ouch.
Yeah, well, yeah. You go to the clinic and see whether or not you get undercut, and then have to turn your head and cough.
I took a cat to Wally's one time, and when you go in the afternoon to pick up your pet,
Yeah.
they call them out by name one at a time. Guy comes in and they bring out this little pit bull puppy type thing and say, "Stud," and the guy that owns him goes, "Not anymore."
Hey, Michaela. Hey, Carl. Hey, Brian. Oh,
And Brian, Carl is officially coming to HallowCon now, so I will make sure you and Carl have first floor adjoining rooms.
but we're nailing the door shut in between the rooms, so you can't open it up and intermingle without going into the lobby first.
Yeah. And you will have to knock on the doors, and as Dan said earlier, instead of using Morse code, it'll be Morris code.
That went over like a lead balloon. It will.
And Donna, too, yeah.
Yep.
And Brian has his room. Cool.
Oh, I have been watching the virtual Liberty Con since Friday afternoon. I think I've seen maybe a third of the panels and the live stuff that's been going on.
Have you
And
done
I'm
your
just
reading
going.
yet?
Yeah, I did. I did my reading Friday night. I've got a pre-recorded panel on Sunday. Thankfully, I didn't have to do anything else today, and I say thankfully because since it's virtual, it unless it's an actual panel with people in it, and it's like this, I'm left to trying to read stuff off an iPad, which in the middle of my dramatic reading shrank the text to something microscopic, and I had to stop and puff it back up again. So, yeah, had an audience of entirely one person. Yeah, it was speaker to lab animals, so it was okay. But
Sounds fine.
oh well, I mean, he's a really nice guy, and he didn't say anything derogatory about me in the comments. So. Hello, Keisha. Oh, I thought of you today, Keisha. I was going to take some pictures of some kudzu that I saw while we were driving to an optometrist appointment.
It was
But I am. That's one road that I'm not going to pull over to the curb and get out with a camera. I mean, it's like that wouldn't be safe.
What, Michaela doesn't know what kudzu is?
Yep, that's what she said. That's what she told us last night in the green room. She has never encountered kudzu because, thankfully, it's a little too cold for it where she is. Although it would survive up there, but
yeah. Well, it dies out around here. I mean, in the wintertime, it's just a barren hillside.
Well, it's a brown leafy hillside of dead plants, but it's still living under the ground. As long as you don't drag those roots up and burn them, it's going to come back.
Yeah. And, well, the thing is, by May 1st, the whole hillside is this lush green. You're thinking, oh, how beautiful. Don't stand too close. It'll wrap you and pull you in.
That's what I was telling them last night. This stuff grows 3 feet in a day. Easily.
Oh, yeah, it's Carl that says it was Keisha that didn't know kudzu.
Yep, that's what I said.
You said Michaela. I thought Michaela.
Oh, Michaela. I'm sorry. That was my mistake. I apologize for that. No, it was Keisha. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they're both beautiful. I get them mixed up.
I haven't seen any kudzu in a long time.
Oh my God!
No, all the places where I used to see kudzu have been bulldozed. I mean, that's
one way.
Joe will know one. You know that hillside over behind Papa John's Pizza that goes up on the Lupton City area?
Oh yeah.
That whole hillside, it used to crawl up over the top of the Papa John's restaurant. We'd have to right there and hack it down.
Yeah, that was bad.
And it's trees now.
Hey, if you've got goats or turkeys.
Oh, that's one. What's that? Smoky Joe's Barbecue up there right before you start heading up the ridge cut?
Sugars
Barbecue. That whole hill around Sugars used to be covered in kudzu, and they actually brought in goats to get rid of it. And I think it worked.
Yeah, now goats. Yeah. The goats come up, and they built them a little stand that they can, or a little catwalk that they can get on, but they can't jump from the catwalk into the deck around the building. And, you can feed the goats. For $1, they'll give you a bag of feed, and you can reach over and hand feed the goats.
Okay. They provide. Yeah, you can buy the feed for. I was just wondering, is this coming from? Is this putative goat food coming from Cracker Barrel or what?
No. But yeah,
I mean, the cornbread probably wouldn't be bad for them. It's not bad for us.
Yeah.
Where's Skunk go?
He dropped off for a minute.
He's here with. Well, he's still here, but no audio at the moment. So,
what you got? What you got? What you got?
You got a. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can see the kudzu grow up side of the building there.
Yeah. And you can see the fenced-in area where there is no kudzu.
Yeah. There's the goat walk.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of goats up there on the deck, old goats. And then
and the young ones are down in the fence.
I don't see any goats.
Yeah. The hotel we used to stay at for the family reunion up in Caryville, Tennessee, has alpacas, and they do about the same thing as goats, and keeping the impassable slope from the Tennessee Ridge up to the hotel free of weeds and whatnot. And
I can find some kudzu here real quick.
Copper Mountain, Tennessee.
All right, I'm gonna pull it down till you find the kudzu.
Okay.
So,
I'll yell and find it.
all right. So, that way people don't get car sick riding around.
Really?
Oh. Oh.
Now
But
the
yeah.
goats are invasive.
But no, Dan, I'm still aggravated with the service that LibertyCon's using to do their event through. So,
Well, they're using two at the same time, and I'm going. You did that last year with one service.
yeah.
Of course, now you didn't bother to put up the text stuff that's in the second service.
Mm.
You just had the live and pre-recorded panel stuff. So,
There you go, Jeff.
All right. Yeah, that's kudzu.
Yep. That's kudzu, and you can see where it's grown up over the trees over here, and it's grown up the side of this 4-story house here. And,
yep.
Yeah.
And once it starts eating that tunnel, that's a good angle right there.
Yes.
Now, there used to be a tree under that huge pile of kudzu,
and they've sprayed for the kudzu.
Oh yeah.
And look how much good it did.
It did pretty good, actually.
Yeah, where they sprayed, but everything that they didn't touch with the spray is still kudzu infested.
See that van right there? It better be doing at least 30 miles an hour. It's going to get covered in kudzu here in about 5 seconds. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, I
you see the telephone pole line there.
It's climbing up the guy wire.
And you see Lookout Mountain is completely covered in kudzu.
Maybe pine trees. I don't know about kudzu. But the really weird stuff that you can see there. Yeah, there you go. That's a good view of what it does. It just climbs up and swallows anything in its path.
The vine that ate the South.
And it was imported as a decorative garden plant
from Japan.
Lousy. Yep.
Bastard.
After World War II.
It's revenge.
It could be, yeah.
And Brian Morris, I sent you a link.
Now, it is possible to dig up the roots of a kudzu plant and grind it into powder and bake bread out of it. So basically, you got to eat the stuff to get rid of it.
I'd be afraid I'd poop in a toilet and it'd grow out the toilet.
Well, maybe out of your septic tank, but just don't eat the flowers. I mean, in any case, the only way I've been able to get rid of it is if you never stop mowing your property. A lawnmower works almost as well as a goat in getting rid of it. Turkeys will scratch down to get the nearest, the small roots of where it's growing from. My dad and I had to clear cut a field that had been overtaken by kudzu about the end of World War II. And this was in 1976. And the roots of this stuff, we dropped a chisel plow down in the ground. So it went about 4 feet deep and was pulling kudzu roots up. And they were as big as oak trees.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're talking 8 to 12 inches in diameter and 15 to 20 feet long. Now imagine an evil sweet potato.
Yeah.
With gigantism. Oh.
So what is that, John?
Oh, Monument to 19th Illinois Regiment.
Oh, okay.
It's up them with them nice houses up there on
Oh, yeah.
Crestview. I was trying to find that place with the benchmark. I used to go bicycling up here back when I still had legs to do that with. Legs and lungs.
Well, while you're running around again, I'm gonna pull that down.
All right.
All right. I'll be right. I'll be right back.
Oh, puppy call.
That was.
In any case, not to continue talking about kudzu, but
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
Oh well, I'll shut up now.
Okay, so you're not doing puppy stuff. Okay, you're out of your box. All right. No, the reason I figure she's getting ready to do her thing is the box she had her puppies in was under the dresser. She pulled it out from under the dresser and started dragging it in here to my office. So I guess it's getting time.
Can I get a witness? Yep.
Oh, I see we've got 7 people tuned in. If you would, just sort of leave in the comments what channel you're tuned in on. That'll help us.
Mm-hmm. And your names would be nice to know, too.
Yeah. I want to throw out a shout to Clyde Hall, Keisha A. Cuffs, and Brian K. Morris for the Big Heart of Love, to Carl Witzman, Michaela Jade, and Ted Davies for the Super Thumb.
Oh, Ted, I did watch the mint julep drinking with the Davies tonight. That was excellent.
Yeah, Carl, that's exactly what I told my wife. She has started nesting, so it will be any time now. And Brian Morris says, YouTube for the win.
Hey.
And Keisha is on the Rising Tide page. Thank you, Keisha.
There we go. Yeah, Brian told us to use that. Yeah. Oh. And if we're still doing Last Man Standing to that means that people won't have to change channels in order to continue with the broadcast. Oh, like I've got anything to say tonight.
Oh, it's not going to let me do it. If you're a member of the Uncle Carl's group, I posted a picture that is that Facebook has deemed offensive, but it doesn't break their factual thing, but it's offensive, so they've blocked it. You have to click it. So I just want everybody that's on Uncle Carl's page, go look at a post that Facebook finds offensive. And yeah, Michaela, it's a 3-day event. We start at 3 o'clock on Friday, wrap up around 3 o'clock on Sunday. And yeah. And Michaela's saying, Skunk, you're awful quiet.
These things happen.
Okay.
Not a good day, I take it.
Yeah.
It's never a good day.
Yeah. Says Carl is always looking for offensive stuff. And was it worth clicking, Carl? Carl was saying I've rickrolled him so much in there he don't want to click it.
Well, I clicked it and yeah.
Did you laugh?
I found it was funny. I just don't have the ability to laugh.
Oh no.
So I was driving down the road today, got up behind a semi truck, and just had a regular 53-foot trailer, no big deal. But it had a license plate on the back. I only had one from Maine.
Yeah.
And what got my attention was it said semi-permanent.
So he's in it for the long haul.
And I'm like, how the hell can you have semi-permanent? And after a few minutes of being behind this guy in traffic, it suddenly occurred to me it's a semi-truck trailer with a permanent license plate.
Yes.
Semi-permanent. There's supposed to be a hyphen in there, but
Well, there is such thing as semi-permanent hair color.
Yeah.
And that it took me forever to figure out why it was semi-permanent. Because I was sitting there going like, it's either permanent or it's not.
Yeah.
And then it finally clicked that, oh yeah, but what if, your hair grows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, John, do you know why it was it was listed for Maine?
mainly.
All right.
Go
No,
ahead. I was listed in Maine.
because once you register a trailer in Maine, they give it the permanent tag. You can transfer the tag to the new owner without having to buy a new tag. And you'll see that on a lot of most of the NASCAR haulers are registered in Maine.
I know it's a lot of the carpet trucks. I've seen two of them
Yeah.
the last couple of days that had that, and it was two different companies, two different trailers, but they're people calling carpet stuff. So
Yeah.
And the company was out of Florida, so that'll tell you something.
Well, we were talking about a company last night in Uncle Carl's group that we know very well with the cute little girl and the delicious snack cakes.
Oh, yes, yes.
Their truck shut down at sunset on Friday and don't roll till sunset on Saturday. All the trucks are registered in Hamilton County.
Mm-hmm.
Even the ones, that's not the only plant in the world. They got plants around the country, but all their delivery trucks are registered in Hamilton County, Tennessee.
I would imagine that their factories also shut down from from sunset Friday till sunset Saturday because that is the Sabbath for those.
Yeah, and if you request Sunday off, you better go to church. Because they find out you didn't go to church and you requested Sunday off, they almost consider
it. That's the Adventists.
Yeah.
That's the Adventists, aren't they? They go to church on Saturday.
Yeah, they're the Adventist.
Yeah,
but
their church services are on Saturday.
Yeah. But if you're not an SDA and request Sunday off, every Sunday off, you better be at church. That's all I'm gonna say. I know a lot of people found out the hard way.
No. Carl's question. Go ahead and highlight that one.
Yeah.
They're Seventh-day Adventists, Carl. They don't deal in liquor or they don't.
Eat ham.
I don't know about that.
I'll be back.
Eat ham. Yep. Most of them are vegetarians.
They do follow a lot of the Jewish dietary requirements, as I recall. And Saturday is their Sabbath, and they have biblical evidence to back this up. So I'm not going to argue with them.
Well, there's a reason for it. In the beginning, the world was without form, and God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. That should be Sunday, so it should be the first day of the week.
Okay, I was with you up until you said should be Sunday.
Well, depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
Which means that the day God rested was Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So,
hey, good enough for me. I like to take Saturdays off. Well, Lindsay and I went and got eye exams and ordered ourselves a pair of brand new prescription glasses apiece and bought some groceries and Lindsay got some nice. Just a couple of. She got a nice pair of blue jeans and whatnot, and we got home and I typed it into my financial database and following the receipts and everything. I go, I spent $750 today. Okay, them better be some good-looking blue jeans. Let me tell you. No, the eye exams for the 2 eye exams were like $160 for the pair, and the 2 sets of prescription glasses were about $540 together. So them glasses better last us a while. Let me tell you. I also got a copy of my prescription to take to the company that gets the kickback from the place where I work, to where I can get my safety glasses, and I'm hoping they don't screw up their prescription because they don't get to milk me for extra eye exam and what is it, the glaucoma test and other stuff. They just have to make me a pair of glasses. But last time I took them somebody else's prescription, they screwed it up entirely, and I could not see a damn thing out of my safety glasses because they got mad they didn't get to pay the bill.
Well, I had vision insurance when I was still working at the city, and I went to the America's Best Eyeglasses, 2 pair for $69.99.
Yep.
And they said, "Do you have vision insurance?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "We need to see your card." I said, "Okay." So they said, "Go pick out your glasses, what frames you want and all this." That's going to be $250. You said it was $69.99. Well, you have insurance. So next time I went in, 2 years later, when I went back to get my glasses again, they said, "Do you still have the same insurance?" "No, I canceled it." "Well, what insurance do you have now?" "Oh, it's I don't have insurance." They go, "Oh, okay. Go pick out your frames. We'll figure this out." I'm going, okay. Here's where they're going to stick me. I got bifocals. I don't know if you see I've actually got bifocals. 2 pair bifocals. $99.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "What's the difference?" They said, "You had insurance."
The last time, yeah.
Yeah.
I told them today, look, I'm not filling out the insurance information. I'm going to pay for it right now. So I can just imagine what $539 worth of glasses would have cost if I had actually given them access to my insurance. Good Lord. Well, the ones I got are like titanium frames, and they're bendable. So there's no way I'm going to screw these up unless I get hit in the face with a brick. With my personality, that's entirely too possible. Somebody would take offense and smack me upside the head.
Well, I got 2 pairs. One pair is for computer, so I can actually see my computer, and the other is for regular vision. This is my computer glasses. This is my vision glasses. Of course, if I lift my head up, I can actually. The computer glasses is the same prescription as the bifocals.
Yeah, the bottom part of the bifocals, the closest view.
Yeah. Now, did you notice something? Regular seeing glasses, computer glasses, same frames.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what you were getting at.
Same frames, which means there is times that I have walked outside to go drive somewhere wearing my computer glasses,
You can see the dashboard of the car real well, but you can't see the road.
I know. I make it out the front door, and it's like, whoa, okay, wrong glasses.
Oh,
And Josh Kemp says, "Howdy, guys. Howdy, Josh."
hey, Josh.
Howdy.
There was one day last month when I actually left my prescription glasses on the desk and got in the car and got halfway to work before I realized I can't read the damn roadsides. Oh dear. And I've got to wear glasses. It says so on my driver's license. I've got to wear glasses. But I've been driving the same route for 43 years, so I know every twist and turn in that road. I don't even have to be awake to do it. The car knows the way.
Yeah, well, my next renewal, which is in 24, I'm going to have to. I got my glasses 2 months after I renewed my driver's license.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not on my driver's license yet.
Oh, okay. I've had mine for so long that it's always been on my driver's license.
Yeah, it will be from now on.
Oh, there was something else weird when the optometrist was doing the exam. She started, the binoculars they put on your face and start twisting lenses back and forth and everything,
Yeah.
trying to go. Yeah, is this better, number one or number two? She just flipped through about 3 or 4 combinations on my right eye, and she goes, "What happened to your astigmatism? It's gone."
Mine went away.
I didn't know that it could do that.
Yeah. Your eyes are constantly growing, just expanding and contracting. Your bones around them are expanding and contracting.
Yeah. Your glasses corrected them.
Look, these are not actual glasses. When I'm on the computer, I don't wear them. And I've been on the computer constantly for the last 2 years, basically. A year and a half at the outside. And I've spent so much time on the computer after that. Before that. Basically, when I get home from work, after I get out of the car, come in, take my shirt off, put on some comfortable pants, and put my glasses down on the desk, and that's where they sit until the alarm clock goes off the next morning, and I have to drive to work.
Carl, I guess you're going to have to check and see. We're pretty much fully open back here in Tennessee. And down in Georgia, too.
Georgia, too, for the most part.
Except for doctors' offices.
Health departments don't want you to wear a mask.
Do what?
The health departments don't want you to wear a mask.
Oh, that's the other weird thing. Nobody at the eye doctor asked me to put on a mask, even though I had one hanging out of my shirt pocket at the time.
You should have put it over your eyes.
No, the little girl that Lindsay had to deal with, because she had her appointment 15 minutes earlier than mine, she demanded that Lindsay wore a mask the whole time, and it was just really, really rude and obnoxious. But well, I got there. I had a different person waiting on me, and there was no problem whatsoever. They were masked, and I was willing to show them my vaccination card. Just, get out of jail free card is basically what I call it. But nobody hassled me at all, but she got hassled.
I've actually got mine saved. I took a picture of it and got it in a special gallery on my phone, so I can pull it up and show it if it's ever requested.
I have mine in my wallet, in between my checkbook and the checkbook register, where it can't get damaged. And let me tell you, I'm still using the same checkbook that I started using about 8 years ago. I've written about 4 checks in the last 8 years. Everybody takes cards.
Look what Michaela said.
Maybe you should sign up for what? Oh, Michaela. Oh,
yes.
Please do, honey. if y'all persist in signing up for HallowCon, I may leave Lindsay here with the dog and go up myself.
Well, we'd love to have you, Dan. And
Oh,
and I promise I won't put you to work too much.
too much. I caught that.
Did that come? Did that go? Hello.
Did you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Hey, I told you, if you need anything scheduling software, I wrote the one for an Acrocon. My friends are free to use it. If you're throwing a convention, I don't care. I'll send you the email. It's just an Excel spreadsheet. It's fine. You can modify it however you want. I don't want any money.
Do you know what? Do you know how I schedule my programming? I've got
You throw darts at a whiteboard is what I understand.
close, and I use Post-it notes on this big board, and then I look up at the board and then I type it all into my spreadsheet.
The one I did for an Acrocon, it had each different track of programming had its own page, and then there was a main page. But you couldn't type anything into the main page. But whenever you type something into a programming track, the main page goes, "Ooh, data! Grab it." So they just took the main page to the printer and go, "Hey, you do this. Ignore the green and white. Just do gray and white. That's cheaper."
Oh,
I'm not bored. I'm shopping for canning supplies. I've been having trouble finding these damn jars all day.
Michaela says the only thing stopping her is gas money to get there. Carl says, "Can you get to our house? And can you stand smoking cigars all the way down?" Only if you buy her the expensive ones to smoke as you go.
Michaela, I don't know if she smokes cigars.
She's about to learn.
That doesn't make any sense without the previous comment.
Oh, tonight? Oh, I could have said something bad just then, and I'm not going to. We're not in the green room. Never mind.
Yeah, I keep saying that all the time. The green room is a terrible influence on me because things pop into my head, and I have to remember. Oh, I have to turn the filters on here.
Yeah, my filters came off in the green room last night.
So do most people's.
Well, Carl said, I think it was Carl. It was Carl or somebody there said, "How do you really feel about it?" Oh.
Yeah, Brian, you're smoking. Cookie told me.
Brian says he doesn't know if he smokes. He never looked. Okay.
I believe I've answered that question.
Ah.
Oh, I had to take a break from the LibertyCon programming tonight because one of the STEM panels I was watching, it was absolutely fascinating. And then I woke up and realized it had ended 45 minutes ago.
Oh, that's when you.
That's when I took a break and I went over to Rising Tide and I watched Drinking with the Davies so that I could see the one that I missed Friday night. Did that say the chick is in the mail? I mean, I hope you punch holes in the box. Oh, no. Ted and Christine were making mint juleps, which I've read about for years. I've heard about for years, but I didn't actually know what the ingredients were. And it turns out to be quite simple.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Apparently it was quite nice. Although they did say the first time they attempted it, it wasn't quite as it wasn't quite as nice as it was for the show itself.
They didn't let, after they ground up the mint, they didn't let it marinate or whatever.
I couldn't tell you that. No, that's Christine's area of expertise, and I'm not going to step on her toes. I pulled up the video and I go, oh, there's that face that I've come to know and love. Oh, and Christine looks nice too. I was going to post it. I figured. Oh, you couldn't make up your mind there, could you?
No, I punched the wrong one.
Yeah, I said that at the Redneck Bar a couple of weeks ago.
Oh. And Carl asked, is Cookie going? And Brian says, unless the automobile industry supply chain gets fixed, Carl, she probably is. Yeah, that's another thing that's gone crazy is computer chips have become scarce. Apparently, there's like only 3 factories in the world that make computer chips for cars, and one of them burned down.
I was not there that day. I want it publicly recognized. I was nowhere near there at the time, or 9 months earlier either.
What was that? Okay, no, that was nothing. Never mind. All right.
Oh,
and
well,
Michaela is mocking you.
Michaela is laughing. It doesn't mean that she's mocking.
Exactly, Josh. Exactly. Yeah, the electronics industry pulled a lot of the chips due to lockdowns. Everybody buying new computers to keep up with everything.
Yeah, really, I did that. I'm on a brand new computer right now. I didn't own it before the lockdown. And I could not stream without it because, as you recall, the fastest computer I had, everything that I said came out of my mouth like 5 minutes later on screen. After a lot of picket fencing.
And Brian says, in his next video, in his next newsletter, he's going to have a video pertaining to the chips and supply chains, which is a good newsletter to get. And Brian, if you would, tell us how to sign up for this great newsletter.
Yes. Always promote. # always promote.
Oh.
You know, I really should do that.
What, make your own newsletter?
No. Go to the stuff and promote the people we love.
Yeah.
Like right here.
Oh yeah. And we got to update
have to be re-edited.
Oh yes.
There's new stuff and there's other stuff, and some of those turned out to be outmoded when Lewis so graciously made that beautiful version of the Rising Tide schedule.
And Josh says he's about to purchase a new computer himself. Need it for the weather group and different radar systems. Yeah. You're in for sticker shock. They've all gone up. Even the cheap Walmart computers are gone up.
I was actually looking at larger monitors for my computer today, and I'm going, that's a good price for a 53-inch monitor, but, you know, my desk is not that big. So I'd have to knock out a wall or something.
Hey, good evening, Bill. How are you doing?
Hey, Bill.
Oh, excuse me.
Bless
Oh,
you. Bless you.
my dad is not very tech savvy, and I'm even worse. But every time he has a problem, he calls me, and he bought a new monitor and would only want to use VGA, but couldn't get pictures to show up on the new monitor. So I go over and look at his monitor and look on the back of it, and it says there's an HDMI port. I said, well, of course it's got an HDMI port. One of those new fancy curved computer screens. And I look over at the back of his computer, and it's got an HDMI port. I said, why didn't you use this? He goes, I don't know how to use that. I said, you plug it in. Well, I don't have one of those cords. I said, yeah, you do.
It came
No,
with the monitor.
no, it don't. They don't. That's another thing that pisses me off. Monitors don't come with any cords. You got to buy the cords for them too.
That was another thing I noticed when I was looking around the store. I've got my desktop computer that uses VGA, and I've got the streaming computer that uses HDMI, and I could not find a brand new monitor that would use VGA.
VGA. Yep.
It had one HDMI port, which
And
is
the,
kind of a setback when you're trying to plug two different computers into it.
yeah. Well, the another thing when you plug in the HDMI monitors, you better hope it's got speakers because it transfers all your audio goes through the HDMI cable unless you go in and change the settle.
That's what I did with
Yeah.
the streaming computer. I got all the sound going through the inboard sound card, so I can use the outboard speakers or I can use the headphones.
Yeah.
And that's
And
been a godsend during the watching LibertyCon, because I can turn on the outboard speakers and listen to it on the streaming computer, and then turn that off and plug in the headphones, and I'm here. And I
yeah,
thought, that I have that music program that I use to compose stuff on, and it totally hijacks the sound card. So you can't just shut that program off and do streaming. You have to reboot the computer to get it to give up the sound card.
and Brian says the reason you don't get cords for the peripherals is so the store can make extra money. He learned that when he worked at Office Depot in the 90s. And he
No,
says
that
we were taught to always ask customers if they had cables, paper, ink, etc.
and then you go to Amazon to Cables Unlimited, and you buy whatever you need at whatever length you need, and the store doesn't get any money. I will be right back.
All right, I've got a 50-foot HDMI cord. John?
Yes.
I love your background. The Dragon Con carpet.
Yes, I fell over and I'm laying on the floor.
Yeah. I think it was so funny that the people started getting cease and desist from the carpet company for making the pattern. Yes, Carl, 50 feet of HDMI cord. And Brian says, if only everyone was there it goes. Was that resourceful? You okay, Skunk?
No,
What's wrong?
my life. Don't worry about me. Do your thing.
Oh, we do worry about you.
Yeah. Oh. Uh, Whose new glasses are what good? I don't get that one. I missed that one.
I think he's talking to you because you messed up reading the comment.
Oh. No, I didn't mess up reading the comment. I just can't. Somewhere between the eyeballs processing through the brain out the mouth just doesn't work sometimes. And Keisha Acuff says she'd give you a hug if she could, Skunk. Keisha, send me a picture of that skunk and I'll show it to Skunk to brighten his day. Because you didn't draw a skunk, did you? No. You drew a dog, a duck, and a penguin. Never mind. I thought you drew a skunk. Never mind. It was Bill that drew the skunk. The offensive, now banned skunk.
Oh no, not that guy.
Yeah. And Carl says, so you can move your monitor 50 feet away. Well, Carl,
It comes in handy if you're going to the big screen TV on the other side of the room.
Yeah. Carl, one of the reasons I got it was like $5 at a yard sale. It's like 50-foot HDMI, $5. I'll take that. Won't probably ever need it, but I got it.
Oh, okay. I was about to reinsert myself into the conversation, but oh.
And Keisha says she might have to paint a skunk now to cheer you up.
I'll have to do that.
Oh, who was it that was not Melissa? It was
Keisha had to draw the penguin last night.
yeah. And it came out very nicely.
Yes, it did.
Oh, there was somebody on the LibertyCon thing that was doing had to do an animal of some sort, and now I can't remember who it was or what animal. Lord, I hate getting old. Sleep deprived. Yes, I use that excuse all the time. It's not sleep deprivation. It's I'm sitting here asleep in my chair and I'm too lazy to wake up and go to bed. Oh my goodness. There was one panelist today. It was a totally fascinating panel, but their voice was not modulated whatsoever. It was just one tone completely the entire time. And I woke up and realized that I missed like half an hour of the panel because he put me to sleep.
And Bill just sent me a picture to post up.
Oh, okay. Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew. He sent that for you, Skunk.
Thank you.
The cute, lovable, great guy.
Who won't take no for an answer.
Until the one cartoon where the cat that really wanted to hook up with him but couldn't stand his smell ran into the Limburger cheese factory and jumped in a vat of Limburger cheese.
I remember that one quite
and she
well.
comes running out of the Limburger cheese factory and stopped and looked around, and all the flowers and flower pots around her died.
And then Pepe took off running.
And Pepe Le Pew had gone to the perfume factory and it dove into a vat of perfume. So he smelled, like perfume. Of course, she smelled like Limburger cheese. He was like, "Oh God, no! Let go of me." That was the one time he actually would take no for an answer.
Carl says he's got to get up early. He has to go shop. Does early shopping on Sunday morning. So, Carl, you have a safe trip shopping. Be careful.
Why on earth
And-
would anybody go shopping before the liquor store opens?
Up there,
Okay.
up there, the grocery stores sell liquor.
Oh, okay. So it's like over in England.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Carl says, "Good night, Carl. Happy hunting." Keish was thanking you for the compliment on the penguin, and said she was sleep deprived when she made it.
I do my best work when I'm sleep deprived. I would say it might account for my grandchildren, but they're all adopted, so.
Well,
Sorry,
That
green
was-
room comment slipped out. That's my fault. My bad.
okay, we've got a couple authors in the vendors room. Cool.
Oh, right.
Vendors room is fully sold out now.
You forget to loot. Did you forget to lock the vendor's room? I bet they're in there stealing stuff.
As long as they restock the candy machine with the right brand of chips, I'll be fine.
Candy. Skunk, what do we do to people that buy candy out of the candy machine?
I don't know. We have
We
a
drag
candy.
them. Yeah, there's a candy machine there at the hotel. What do? We drag you down to the con suite and fill your plate up with real food.
And force little Debbie's down your throat.
I'm not
I
at
remember
the
a candy
convention
machine.
though.
Yeah, it's up there by the ice machine.
Oh, that's one of the most essential items for any convention is the ice
Oh.
machine.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, they got a Coke machine over there. I
Yeah, no,
remember
there's
it.
a candy machine up in that room beside
Then
the.
there's the thing that's supposed to be medication, but it's never filled.
No, they finally pulled it out.
Sounds like work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once they got rid of the nurse, they could stop stocking up on aspirin and Standback and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Darn it.
Yeah, once they did away with our nurse at work, yeah, that was pretty much the same thing. I don't know what they had, but they had this stuff. If you had a stuffy runny nose, you'd go to the nurse and say, "Hey, I got a runny nose this morning." Okay. She'd hand you a pack. You'd pop 2 of those, and before you made it to the truck, your sinuses were clear, and you're like, "What the hell was that shit?"
Sudafed.
No, it was not pseudoephedrine. I don't know what it was.
Military grade Sudafed.
Evidently.
Military grade is just like military grade food. Okay.
Ain't worth a flip.
They did have something called a Z pack though that was supposed to be pretty good when you weren't feeling good.
I've heard a lot about that since the virus hit. That's supposed to be something really good. Evidently, part of it is heavy on zinc, but there's other vitamins in there as well. Don't have the faintest idea.
I hear Z-Pack, and I think the erythromycin antibiotic pack.
I think ZZ Top, and I'm going, yep.
Now, it's sort of like the prednisone packet. It's an antibiotic. You take 6 of them one day, take 5 of them the next day, 4 of them the next day, 3 of them the next day, 2 of them the next day, and 1 of them on the last day. And whatever you got is supposed to be gone.
Sounds like LSD. Although if you start off taking 6 of those buggers, you're going to wake up on the last day and still have the rest of the shit left.
Yeah. Josh Kemp says Z-Pack is an antibiotic. Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's they use them a lot when people get they get some kind of infection or something like that. There's a thing about them though. And the especially in for example in the world of professional wrestling, they kind of have a reputation. Z-Packs do, because of the way the antibiotic works. There was the most famous one that I can think of, most famous story of this that I can think of happened to CM Punk when he apparently had MRSA really bad in his back. And he didn't feel good, and he didn't know it was back there until one day he found it. It was like with this big lump on his back, and the doctor wouldn't do anything about it. And he was making a big deal about it. So when the doctor found out about it, he said, "Oh, just take this Z-Pack." So I gave him Z-Pack, and he kept taking it. It wasn't getting any better because that MRSA infection was so bad that the Z-Pack wasn't going to do anything for him. But the Z-Pack still affected his body. And at one point, he was working a match on SmackDown, if I remember correctly. He wasn't feeling good. Took a move, hit the mat, crapped his pants. Because that's one of the things that Z-Packs do to you is they give you diarrhea and stuff.
They kill all the good bacteria in your belly too.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Z-Packs are if they're administered properly, they're pretty good at getting rid of pretty nasty infections. But if used improperly, make you feel even worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway.
That
was good information, Scott.
I had one of those bursa things on my elbow. I don't know if you remember that, Skunk. It was after that big knot that came up on my elbow.
Yeah, I remember that.
I went to the what's it called? Center for Sports Medicine here in town.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what that is. This lady pulls out this needle this long on a turkey baster and pulls out this other stuff and starts spraying. And she said it's supposed to numb your arm. It set me on fire. And she kept doing it. And Donna grabbing my arm because she knows how I am when somebody grabs this arm and locks this arm down and starts causing pain to it. This one over here is going to stop them. So she's got, the death grip on it, going, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay. This lady pulled a turkey baster full of crap out of my elbow. It didn't hurt. It's just big knot on the end of my elbow. You know how I did it? Bumped an elevator door pushing my cart of, the convention promotion on the door of an elevator going in and down in Huntsville.
I get them all the time on the side of my foot, on the inside of my foot, right behind my big toe, on the edge. When I just walk around, I accidentally kick something. And they're only about that big around, But yeah, I got one right now, but it's slowly fading.
Now, Joe, I do want to point something out to you.
Yeah.
But I do want to point something out to you. That stuff they sprayed on you.
Yeah.
That burned when they sprayed it on.
Yeah.
Be thankful that they put that stuff on you, because they did that whenever, because I used to, with my toes, I used to get ingrown nails really bad. And that was the first time that I experienced that stuff. She walked up, she does this, she walks up, she goes, she pulls out the aerosol spray and she starts hosing down my toes. She goes, okay, this is gonna burn for a little bit, but trust me, you're gonna be happy. And I was like, okay. And it burned. And I mean, it burned bad. And I was like, but my toe already hurts. Now it's on fire. And then after a while, she came in and she took a little alcohol pad thing, wiped it off, and said, "Yeah, so your toe feeling a little better now?" And I'm like, "Not really." And she goes, "Okay, well, it should have numbed it. The next thing I'm going to do is would hurt without it." I said, "Okay." And she pulled out a needle, and I was like, "Oh no." So she swabs up the area, puts the needle in the toe. I didn't feel a thing, and I hate needles, so I was ready for it to. All I felt was a little bit of pressure, right? I mean, it still was. It's still like the needle going in hurt, but it didn't hurt as bad as normal, right? She put that stuff in there, and she goes, "Okay, now when I come back, and I'm like, okay." Sitting there and sitting there and sitting there, and finally she comes back in. And she goes, "All right, it should be completely numb now." And I'm like, "Yeah, it feels pretty numb at this point. Like, it doesn't feel anything. I don't even feel the." She goes, "Okay, so you shouldn't feel anything on this next part." And she took out what I can only describe as wire snips, but they were big chrome wire snips.
Yeah.
Proceeded to, she took one thing, put it under the nail, raised it up a little bit, took the wire snips, and went. And she said it wasn't going to hurt.
She lied, didn't she?
Well, I just think that the infection was that bad.
Oh.
That part hurt a little bit, and then the click happened. Right, she broke the nail off, took a pair of these kind of tweezer-looking things, ripped the rest of the nail out, right, from what was there, and of course at this point it's bleeding like crazy. Packs it full of gauze, wrapped it around, and I walked out of there. And every time I took a step, it hurt a little bit, but not real bad. And then the next day, it was feeling a hell of a lot better than it did the day before. Anytime I put pressure on it, it hurt, but other than that, it was fine. And I had to get that done 3 or 4 different times. I think once on my right toe, twice on my left toe. Oh, yeah, it's so I think 3 if I remember correctly. And it's not fun, but at the same exact time, imagine what that would have felt like if I didn't have any of that anesthesia.
I imagine what it feels like right now, and where's the horsey with the where's our subject change horsey? Oh God, you bless you, skunk. Oh,
Right,
you telling me? Good God.
Yep, I believe it was the horsey.
Do you feel better now?
A little bit. Oh. Yeah, I think you just got our entire audience probably curled up in a ball.
Wow.
John's just sort of sitting there going, "Yeah, I've seen that."
Yep. If it doesn't involve missing limbs, it ain't that bad.
Oh.
I would add one correction to that, John. If it doesn't involve you wishing you had missing limbs, it's probably all right. There are some pains that are really intense, and I won't go into that because graphic isn't my business. So let's just say there was a time when I had to get stitches in the end of one thumb, and a couple of male nurses that could have been University of Georgia linebackers went flying across the room because they were trying to hold my hand down on the table while the doctor went. Eek. They were surprised that a little bitty guy about 16 years old could throw people across the freaking room. Needless to say, I got a little bit more anesthetic after that.
Bill, I'm not even pulling that up. Oh.
No, Bill. No, that's too much. That is TMI right there.
Well, I'm glad that I did one other thing to ruin everybody's fucking night.
Oh, no, you didn't ruin anything.
No, you didn't. Actually, it was funny. It's funny the way I'm acting. And of course, it didn't bother Brian. He said he could eat breakfast during autopsy. Skunk's story is making him making his not. Oh, okay.
That wasn't as positive as you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
No, Skunk, you didn't ruin anything at all.
No.
In fact, you manage to humanize things and keep people from being afraid of actually going and getting treatment for stuff.
Yeah.
Because nowadays, there is something to help keep it from hurting. Used to be, there wasn't. I mean, long time ago, a local doctor in the town where I live discovered that you breathe this stuff called ether and giggle a lot, and it doesn't hurt when you cut out his appendix. And now there are statues to Crawford W. Long all over the place. And that was Civil War era, as I recall.
Yeah. Brian says, you didn't ruin anything. He's just squeamish about stuff like that, such as me. Dan held his composure pretty good. John's like, yep, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm squeamish as well. It's just I have been so clumsy and so accident prone all my life. I have injured myself in ways that should have made the Guinness Book of World Records, except that they're going, no, we can't print this. Oh man.
Should I film the puppies being born? You think that'll get his Facebook blocked?
You can film them being born, you just can't broadcast it. Put it on YouTube. It'll be fine there. Don't put it on Facebook.
Don't tell them it's a puppy. Tell them it's Nancy Pelosi.
Tell them it's a historical footage of Zuckerberg being born. Oh wait, no, that would be. Oh, I ain't going there. That'll green room.
Hey, Zuckerberg admitted he's not human.
Yeah, I like that snooze.
I used to be human. I mean, I am a human. And the more he would say, the worse it would get. And people just said, how about just shutting up?
Yeah.
That'll be a first.
A smart person would know when to shut up. So.
Oh, that explains me. I never know when to shut up. Sometimes I will self-edit, but it's still there. It's still in danger of coming out. So I guess that's why I'm so entertaining in the green rooms. I just turn off that particular filter and I just say any damn thing. Oh my goodness. How long is it till Friday again?
A whole week away.
You would give me a straight line. Oh, damn you.
I have got a book here from Doonesbury called Action Figure. And it's all about the adventures of Uncle Duke, who was one of the Doonesbury characters.
Yes.
And one of my favorite cartoons from that is he found out that John Denver was going to go up to the Russian space station, Mir space station. So he goes up on the tallest hill near his house with an AR-15. He's laying on his back and he's shooting straight up in the sky at anything that looks like it's moving. And Honey's going, this is futile. There's no way in heck. I mean, it won't go that far. He says, I got to do something. He's just sitting there laying on his back on a hill. Bang, bang, bang. About then it shows the Soyuz or the Mir space station floating by. And you hear this Rocky Mountain High, ping. What was that? And I'm like, they're getting ready to launch a couple of guys we don't like in a rocket sometime next week. And I'm not suggesting any violence against them. I'm just going to say, wouldn't it be ironic if
somebody accidentally pointed a 50 caliber BFG straight up?
Well, now here's the thing. You said 3 guys. Guess who the third one is rumored to be?
Mark Zuckerberg?
Yes. He was the high bidder.
Now if we just put Nancy Pelosi in the baggage compartment, would be good.
No.
This is ground control to Major Tom.
Oh. Josh Kemp says, "How was the movie?"
What movie?
Now, wait a minute.
You're going to have to elaborate on that one, Josh.
I'm lost. Which movie?
Mm. Oh.
What?
I
Did the
just-
penny drop that hard?
Yes, it dropped that hard. Oh. It's
What?
adorable. Keisha jumped off here real quick to make this for Skunk.
Aw.
Oh,
Can we expand that, Joe?
I'm trying. Don't see a zoom option.
well. One way to make it bigger would be to drop all of us down.
That's an idea.
Let me try this.
I'm going to have to go full screen. I'm sorry, people commenting, but I'm going to have to go full screen here. I mean, Keisha's a great artist. So.
Yes, she is. All right.
That is just adorable, and it fits so well with Skunk as I know him.
Yes. I'm doing it again.
You're always doing it again.
Did that blow it up, or is it?
There we go. Yeah,
Oh,
that's so cute.
That is cute.
thank you, Keisha.
And that is Skunk sometimes. He's got that hello.
Just need sunglasses.
Yeah.
Hello, nurse.
Yeah. And Brian K. Moore says, Cookie says he's got to make her lunch. He thinks it's confused, but he never turned down a free meal, gents. Fun show. All right.
He's doing the don't die feed cookie thing on the wrong day and time. And
Don't get killed, feed Cookie.
Yeah.
That's what tonight is.
And he says he hopes things gets better, Skunk. He really does. They will. I know they will. But
I really don't want this show to be about my BS. Just do the thing.
But this show was birthed on BS.
Yes.
We built this show on BS, not rock and roll.
And she says, "You're very welcome for the compliments." That was cute. I mean, now you guys know why I went, oh, when I saw it.
Yeah.
That was adorable, Keisha.
That lady is going places, let me tell you. Oh, she thought about putting sunglasses on
She
too.
thought about putting sunglasses on.
Oh, hell.
Well, like I said, I appreciate the thought, but I don't want this show to be about me.
Oh. Look.
I just made the mistake of genuinely answering your question.
No, that wasn't a mistake. Because we genuinely care.
Yes.
I mean, look, Skunk, how long have we known each other? Lindsay and I adopted you the first day we ever met. We care. Seriously, we care. Ain't much we can do to make the load lighter, but we still care.
Like I said, I don't want to drag this show down with this crap. I showed up because we do this every week, and I wanted to be here. I just don't really have a whole lot going on with me to talk that I want to talk about right now. I just want to help out with the show and do the things I normally do.
Well, having you here is
trying
good
not to think about all this other stuff.
Well, maybe we'll be silly enough to bring a smile to your face, but then again, we will try. And
Excuse me.
huh?
Excuse me.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Hey, bring it up again and we'll vote on it.
Huh?
I don't think I want to see that run up the flagpole and see if anybody salutes. So, damn,
John,
I almost went and got a burrito today. And we'd already spent like 5 hours away from the house. We had to get back to the dog because he hadn't been outside. And I'm going, taco stand is open. Okay. I understand why I have to do this, but I don't have to like it. So.
And Bill Sarton said he had a great time with his niece. It was good, and he had a great time with his niece. So that must have been after I left.
I am so not touching that line, Joe. You just leave yourself open for all these sarcastic things that really you don't deserve, and I shouldn't say, but 43 years in the factory have left me with this sniper's instinct. When somebody leaves me a straight line, it's hard to resist. It's hard to resist. I hope you're giving me credit for trying to be a nice guy, even though you absolutely are convinced I'm an evil.
Dan,
Yeah.
Dan, snipers call those targets of opportunity, just so you know.
Yeah, well. For me, it's a straight line, the shortest distance between two puns.
Let me see. What was the last one? I'm sorry. I'm answering a military question that someone asked, and it's taking. Problem is, I gotta get real names. That's the problem.
You're the only one of us who would be qualified at this moment in time. What I know about the military could probably be engraved in billboard type on my thumbnail with a large chisel.
Sorry, I'm having to update something real quick.
Whoa!
You okay, Dan?
What did you do, Dan?
Evidently, I killed another cell in my inner ear. You know when you have been exposed to too much loud noise, and all of a sudden you have this ringing tone in one ear and one ear alone.
I was in a mortar platoon, and everybody in the mortar platoon, when the mortar would fire, would duck away from it and cover the ear closest to the mortar. But they always had their other hand on something, like, next mortar round or next piece of equipment, whatever was going down range. So they always left the other ear open, but that was the one that was away from the mortar.
Mm-hmm.
But
didn't make that damn much difference, did it?
Yeah, it did, because the angle is going up and out. So as long as you've got this ear covered toward that, you're fine.
Well, we've been wearing hearing protection in the factory since about the 10th year I was there. We were not required to wear earplugs or earmuffs or anything else before that. So the damage had been done. That's a very, very loud place, and the noise never ends. And it gets worse from time to time, but it never gets quiet. And I have been able, we have a yearly hearing test. I've been able to track the deterioration of my hearing for the last 4 decades. And I have lost quite a bit of the middle frequencies of my hearing in one ear, and just almost enough to qualify in the other ear. But then the really, really high pitched sounds I can still hear. The really, really low pitched sounds I can still hear. It's just that middle range. which probably explains why I keep using flutes and bass guitars in the damn music I write, because it's the only shit I can fucking hear. Oh. And how about that Babylonian Tupperware? It's hard to burp, I understand. The clay lids are very inflexible.
Give me just a second.
Well, I knew you weren't laughing at my joke.
You might like this question, Dan. Okay. It's from Black Rifle Coffee Company. They're like a military-themed coffee company, all veterans and everything. They're talking about, with belts of 7.62 linked across his chest, Animal Mother is arguably the most well-written and important character in Full Metal Jacket. In your mind, who is the most well-written character from any military movie ever? And of course, everybody's got all their answers down there, and just there's so many good ones. But
What's his damn name?
oh shit, was he Vietnamese?
Era?
Donald Sutherland played him.
Oh, Oddball.
Oddball
from Kelly's Hero. He's actually on the list. He made the list.
I would have gone with Mr. Roberts myself.
Oh, hey, that is a good one. I have not seen that one yet.
It's excellent. There are actually two versions of that, and they might not have the same title. But
there was the first one, Mr. Roberts, and then the second one had Ensign Puller, who was played by Jack Lemmon.
Mm-hmm.
And it was somewhat similar. Had a lot of the same crew, but
yeah. Well, it was basically the same script with the names changed.
Keisha added
Henry
sunglasses.
Fonda.
Keisha.
Henry
Fonda, wasn't it?
Yes, as Lieutenant J.G. Robert, or Lieutenant. I don't know how do you spell that. Where's Lewis when I need him? Lieutenant J.G. Roberts.
John Wayne and the Green Berets was pretty good. Yeah, Josh.
It wasn't really. His character wasn't really well written. Now, Daniels was well written.
Mm-hmm.
To Daniel.
No, George Takei was in that, right?
He was. He played Colonel Zim. If I remember his name correctly.
I couldn't tell you.
He was the
It's been a
Army
long
commander.
time.
And I like what they said. What happened to Zim? He bought the farm, sir, but he took a lot of them with him. Because he had the demo charge control box, and when the tower took the mortar shell and fell over, he pulls the sandbags out of the way, finds the demo control box, and he's watching them get in the wire, and he just bam, 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 and there's just explosions going all down the wire. He must have killed 40 people right there.
Oh, he was one of the voice actors in the English dub of Rodan. Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you, I put in these earlier today, and then everybody liked them, so I added a few more. James Franco as Captain Robert Prince in The Great Raid.
Okay.
I love the part where the raid is over, and he personally checks to make sure no one was left behind, as it was his plan. And he fires the flare to end the raid. Another good one was Pretty Boy from 84 Charlie Mopek. If you've never seen this movie, most people haven't. It's not real popular. If you ever get a chance, find that movie and watch it. 84 Charlie Mopek. Kenneth Moore. This is a great one. He played Beachmaster Captain Colin Maud in The Longest Day.
Okay.
Okay. Do you remember this one? He was the Beachmaster of Sword Beach. His job was to keep stuff moving off the beach. Okay. So he's got the radio. They're in the little bunker. He's got his English bulldog named Winston with him. And there's this great scene where everybody's coming up the beach, and this one Universal Bren gun carrier was flooded on the beach, and they couldn't get it started. And he had an old style Irish cudgel. He walks over there, get that thing moving. He says, can't get it started, sir. I think it's got seawater in the engine. He says, my old granny used to say, anything mechanical, give it a good bash. And he pulls his cudgel up, walks up to the front of it. Bam! Goes, try it now. He says, that got it. And Sean Connery's character goes, I'm sure that got it out.
I watched an old movie. Wasn't a war movie, but it was an old 60s, early 60s movie.
Yeah.
Cape Fear.
That's a
Oh,
good one.
yes.
And it blew my mind because one of the actors in it.
Robert Mitchum?
No. Telly Savalas with hair.
Was he the detective, if I remember correctly? The one that was helping him out?
Yeah, he was one of the detectives.
Okay, because that was played by what's his name? Trying to remember who played him in the second movie, but they had De Niro playing the Robert Mitchum character in the second movie.
I'm sorry, all due respect to De Niro, but he's no Robert Mitchum.
Well, Robert Mitchum and Gregory Peck did cameos in the remake.
Did they?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Because, if you ever saw the movie Tombstone with Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer,
yeah,
he narrated the movie. Well, the thing was, when they first started the movie, they went and contracted to play Pop Clanton, the guy that was running all the Cowboys, the Clanton gang, and all that sort of stuff. He played a pivotal role in the whole story. And he died shortly before the shootout at the OK Corral, and that's how Ike and Billy wound up running the whole thing at the time. They hired him to do the movie, but his health got real bad. So he couldn't show up and actually act. He just was not physically capable of it. And he offered to return the money they'd given him. And they were like, no. He says, we will come to your house, set up a recording studio, and we'll let you narrate the movie.
Who was this?
Robert Mitchum.
Oh, okay.
And he narrated the whole movie from his house. And then died. That was the last movie he was in. He died shortly afterwards.
Yeah.
Which I think was cool.
What a way to go.
They knew and the bad part was he knew he was in bad shape, and he apologized the whole time that I just can't not come in there and do the movie. And that says, I'll give you the money back. And for somebody with like Robert Mitchum's credentials to say, I'll give you the money back. That's cool. And they were like, no, we'll do a workaround, which was even cooler.
You're still good. We wrote this movie for you. You're being in this movie.
You're going to be in this movie.
Really?
If we have to put you in a coffin and roll you down the street during the funeral, you'll be in this movie. But another good one. You ever heard the story about how John Wayne made the Alamo?
No.
Okay. He got the producers to make, and there was so much controversy. He wanted to make it in Mexico because it would be cheap. And the daughters of daughters of Texas, whatever it was, the Alamo people said, if you make that movie in Texas, we will boycott your movie. Or I'm sorry, if you make that movie in Mexico, we will boycott the movie. It has to be made in Texas. So he had to build that ranch. And he had to build his own Alamo out in the middle of nowhere. Okay. And then he didn't want to play Davy Crockett. He wanted to play Sam Houston. It's a much smaller role, and this was his first directorial debut. He did not want to play Davy Crockett. He wanted to play Sam Houston. That is a much smaller role. He'd still be in the movie, but it would give him more time to direct. And the producers were like, no. Says, we got to have you as a star in a movie as a draw. Says, or it won't make any money. So he wound up being Davy Crockett. And then they still didn't want to give him the money he wanted. So he literally mortgaged all his houses, his yacht, everything. He basically mortgaged himself into total debt to raise another $2 million to make the movie out of his own pocket. Now, his buddy, Richard Boone, he wound up getting Richard Boone to come in and do the Sam Houston role. Sam Houston heard about him having to mortgage they were friends. And he heard about him having to mortgage everything to make this movie because it was a labor of love for John Wayne. And he came in and he heard what was happening and how he was hard up for money and all sorts of stuff like that. He said, listen, says, I know you offered to pay me this much money. Let's tell you what. Says, you won't have to pay me on one condition. So I'll tell you what you have to pay me. John Wayne said, what? He goes, and he pulls up this jacket that he got to wear in the movie. It's this old deerskin Indian style jacket with all the Indian beadwork and the tassels hanging down off of it. It's a beautiful jacket. It's got an eagle embroidered across the back of the shoulders and everything like that. It says, you give me this jacket, we'll call it even. he forego a paycheck for that jacket. Just give me the jacket and we'll call it even.
Hey, I've seen jackets like that.
And then what was the other one? There was a murder in the where all the actors were staying during the movie. There was a murder and just all sorts of things. And it didn't do incredibly well at the box office. He broke even, but they didn't make a profit. But they're still making money off of it.
Oh yeah, the studio is still making money, but John isn't with us anymore.
See that one. Pick whichever one you want out of Platoon. Strangely enough, everyone's favorite character was Barnes, the Tom Berenger character, who was the villain in the movie. And they said it was the best written character in the whole Platoon series, the whole Platoon movie. Let's see.
Oh, okay, I see, Joe.
Gunnery Sergeant Tom Highway from Heartbreak Ridge. Major Payne. I can't believe that one got on there, but it actually
really that's a comedy.
Enough, it's got 76 likes.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, no.
Another one, Full Metal Jacket, was Sergeant Elias. Even though his character wasn't really, they didn't cover his character well. And then I threw, just a few minutes ago, the one I've been working on while we've been talking, I threw out some old ones. Bob Hoskins as Command Sergeant Major Williams in Zulu Dawn. Okay. James Booth as Private Henry Hook in Zulu. He was the malingerer who was on sick call, and they were all preparing to fight the Zulus, and the Zulus had already attacked a couple times, and he wouldn't fight. He said, I'm on sick call. I'm not going out. He says, I'm off duty. And this one Command Sergeant Major who was really messed up kept like, you need to get out there and fight. He said, nope, I'm off duty. Finally, his friend goes, Hookie, get over here and help us. He says, I can't. I'm off duty. Says, I'm not asking you to do it for the Queen. I'm asking you to do it for me. He goes, oh, why didn't you say so? Grabs a rifle, starts shooting me.
Oh. I think one of the best movies, war movies that's been out in a while is not Heartbreak Ridge. Is that the one that just came out about Desmond Doss?
Oh, Hacksaw Ridge.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, that's a good. That one actually got a lot of mention here too. Another one, Arlie Ermey. I put this one down as Bill Hafner in the Siege of Firebase Gloria. He did two movies about the same time. He did Apocalypse Now first. That was his first movie.
Yeah.
Technically, this was his second movie, but it took them so long to finish Apocalypse Now. This one came out first. Yeah. So
I think he was probably one of his best roles was the Ghost in Frighteners.
that was a good one too. Another one I liked him in was Apocalypse Now, or not Apocalypse Now. Boys from Company C. He only had a little role in the very beginning of it, but I love where he told the black guy to go out there and whoop the shit out of all the racists. Says, we go to Vietnam with those white boys, they're going to get us killed. He says, well, why don't you go out there and do something about it? So he go out there and just whoop. Right in basic training, he just walked outside the captain's office and by himself. He knew martial arts, and he just put that not out of him, so they wouldn't go to Vietnam with him.
Didn't Arlie Ermey? He never played an officer, did he?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Well, the Apocalypse Now role, he was a helicopter pilot. So,
okay, well, I guess that would be an officer.
And
I mean, I was gonna ask. Do you mean officer like military officer?
Yeah. He always played a drill sergeant. That was what he did best.
Yeah.
But he did
not always.
The first role. He played the helicopter pilot, which would have been a warrant officer. I can't remember. I had to go back and look at his rank.
At least an officer, because he came off as the type that having to play an officer would have been an insult.
Well, I mean, the reason why I said that was because he has done non-military roles.
Yeah, he's done non-military roles.
The one that I always think of when I'm thinking about his non-military stuff is he was the police chief in Seven.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a great.
He played police officer quite a bit.
He played.
It would have been natural for him. Yeah.
He played a police officer in Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well. No, the thing about the Seven, his part in Seven, this really great scene where Morgan Freeman's character is describing what John Doe is doing and explaining the whole 7 deadly sins thing. And he's sitting there listening to it the whole entire time. And as he's going on, he's all like, we've already had this many deaths. We have, we had gluttony and we had, or it was the first 3. It was gluttony, greed, and sloth, if I remember correctly. And he was
correct.
And he's like, we already had these 3, and that means that there's going to be 4 more. And as he's going through explaining all this stuff, the phone starts ringing, and he's sitting there listening. And Morgan Freeman ends his sentence at one point, and Arlie Ermey just goes, "Hang on a second. This isn't even my desk."
I remember that.
One
of the best scenes in that whole film.
Let's see. Another one. I don't know if y'all remember this one. Skunk may be a little young, but it wasn't. Jeff Kober played Sergeant Evan Dodger Winslow in China Beach, the TV series.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right.
And Dodger was like I think he was a Navy SEAL. I can't remember if he's special ops. He was some sort of special ops. I think he was Navy SEAL. But he would go out like on these missions by himself and come back and like just, how are you doing? He says, okay. And they were like, I heard they found like 100 bodies out in the jungle.
Okay, y'all are the sort of the movie guys. I remember watching some crazy movie to where they had stolen a helicopter, something about a helicopter, and they were running low on fuel, and they landed at a gas station, and the helicopter pilot landed on the bell and rang the bell for the attendant to come out.
That one I do not remember, but I bet that would have been a good one.
It wasn't Outbreak with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Dustin Hoffman, was it?
I don't remember. I just remember that scene of the helicopter landing at the gas station, and he landed on the little black rope to ring the bell for the attendant to come out. And he didn't just land on it once. He landed on it 2 or 3 times to make it ring.
Fill her up.
I had to go mark a landing zone in a cow pasture next to a McDonald's once.
Do what?
I had to mark a landing zone in a cow pasture next to a McDonald's once. And then the helicopters came in and landed on the marker that I put down. And then they went over and ate McDonald's.
Which McDonald's?
See, it was the one. It was near
Next to the
Bathos.
cow pasture.
It was near Bathos in Germany.
Oh, okay. I'm just now, I'm trying to picture, the fields around.
No, it was not here in Chattanooga.
No, down in Ringgold. The McDonald's down in Ringgold, because at one time there was some fields around there big enough you could drop a couple birds in there.
If they haven't built that gas station yet, so it's still it'd be a great place to land a helicopter. The tornado took that one gas station out.
Yeah,
and it's just a concrete pad of a couple of pipes sticking up out of it.
Well, I remember after 9/11, for some strange reason, right before noon, we'd have 4 F-18s land at the airport for lunchtime. They'd go to Hooters.
Figures. You can't. Oh, you do it. I got it. Hi, Bill. How you doing?
How's it going, Bill?
Hey.
All
Sorry,
right.
I didn't see the
Decompressing.
message earlier.
Me too.
Oh, that's all right.
How's your sister doing?
I talked to her mom this morning. Found out the plaque clot we thought was in her neck is actually at the base of her skull near her brain. They're going to move her to hospital over in Knoxville. The specialists are all there, and they did everything they could do for her there in where she was at there near Elizabethton.
Yeah. So she's going to UT Medical?
Yeah, they were in the work. They were going to have to transport her by ambulance because her mom, the same day she had her stroke, her mom had knee replacement surgery. So obviously she couldn't transport her. So yeah, they're making those arrangements today, or they were, and I'm going to call back tomorrow and find out, see if she did get there or not yet. And then obviously they're going to have to make all the home health care arrangements and that too, since she'll have, my sister-in-law has a 16-year-old son that does a lot, but he can't drive or anything yet. So, but anyway, and what Josh was talking about earlier about how's the movie, he was actually asking me in the comments because I took my 12-year-old niece out to the movies earlier tonight. And so anyway, that was I know it was kind of probably a little confusing.
Yeah, we're trying to figure that one out.
Hey, we get lots of cryptic comments.
Yeah. And yeah, what I was going to tell Dan, because we're starting to roll into time. Yeah, Dan, once I start playing the outro, if you would just click, the green duck up in the corner, and that'll take you over to start your show. Instead, we're going to shut this stream down and start a new stream on your channels.
Just click the green duck in the corner.
Yeah, and that'll take you.
I see the green duck in the corner, but I remember last week when I tried doing this stuff, and I killed the outro.
Yeah. Click the green duck, and that takes you to the scheduling page.
Oh, okay. Without me doing anything to this.
Yeah. That'll pop you straight out of the stream. Instead of clicking leave studio, just click that one.
Now that's a hint that I've never gotten before. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, and I think I'm gonna have to spend time with Dog here. She's nesting bad now. She's starting to tear stuff up, tear up her blanket. So I'll probably have puppies in the morning.
Again.
I say, when do you not have puppies?
Yeah. Oh no, we got probably half a dozen little ones coming in the next few days. Oh. 85 to 90. Oh, you worked under. Did you ROTC at Red Bank, John? Under Sergeant Howland?
Howland and Westmoreland and Command Sergeant Major. Who's the Baldwin?
I remember Howland real well. He used to come into the Exxon station where I worked. Of course, he also got in a little bit of trouble too, but
Yes,
we won't talk about that here.
Well, technically, he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
When you sign for a piece of equipment for the Army, it is your responsibility to maintain it, maintain security, keep it clean, keep it maintained, and all sort of good stuff, right? So just because he was keeping it at his house, that was the only problem they had with it.
Yeah.
And you really can't explain why you've got a D7 bulldozer at your house.
And 3 deuce and a halves and 4 trailers.
And then there was the matter of the ICBM.
I don't think he had one of those, actually. Special Forces, he would have had a backpack nuke.
Yeah. But yeah, we're getting into the wrapping moments of the show. Who else is still with us?
Well,
we got somebody on HallowCon online from Twitch. That is probably the pizza guy, my nephew Derek. And there's someone from the HallowCon group page and a stupid o'clock person.
I'm a stupid clock person.
Okay.
And I shared on my page too. So
technically, I am Facebook user.
Yeah, you're a Facebook user. So I don't know if Josh is still with us or not. So.
Well,
what is that? What is that link? You got to go to banners. What is that link you got to click on to go redo your?
It's Facebook or StreamYard.com/Facebook.
Nope, that ain't it. There it is. That thing.
Yeah.
That thing. Is there a certain time interval that I should wait before I actually hit the start broadcast?
No, go ahead and start your show. Just as soon as you get a couple of people there, go ahead and start your show.
Well,
because by the time, or once you get there, go ahead and start rolling your intro.
While your outro is still going.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying not to step on anybody's toes.
No. Hey, trust me, my toes are wide and flat enough. I can deal with it.
Good night, Miss McGillicuddy, wherever you are.
Oh God. Oh damn.
Jeez,
I didn't mean to do that.
I did, and I'm regretting every second of it. And it was only about a second and a half long. Hey, it's been a while since I farted on the show, so hey, at least I waited till the end.
Got to hit the fart button.
Sounds like a shotgun, Josh said, so he's still with us. Just wait. We'll fax you the results.
And it didn't You didn't?
No.
Did you? Did you?
Yes.
Don't know.
Damn you, Facebook.
It didn't work, did it, John?
No.
Damn you, dirty apes. Damn you all to hell.
Nope, still didn't work.
Still didn't work.
It's probably because this is already in progress.
No, it should whatever Facebook page I'm at. Let's try it again.
I have no answers whatsoever.
Not a clue.
Thankfully, I also don't have any questions. So,
Yeah. All right. Well, we are right here at the end of the show. Thank you, Bill, for showing up. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dan, John, Skunk. I really do. I hope you get to feeling better. If you want to swing by the house tomorrow, I should be here all day if you just want to hang out and talk for a while. All right?
I'll keep that in mind. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, so.
All right. Just call and make sure I'm here because crazy stuff happens. But yeah, I don't plan on going anywhere, but yeah, just make sure I'm home or at least awake. I didn't get out of bed till 7 o'clock tonight. So.
It's not working.
All right. With that, we're going to say, who was that? Josh said, great show as always, guys. Thank you, Josh, for being here. We appreciate it. And with that, we're going to say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
good night, everybody.
All right.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand, and touched the face of God.